She came from the strip club and clawed her way into the life of one of the NBA's brightest stars. But behind the filters, the PJs, and the Range Rovers was a woman chasing one thing: the bag. Now look at this fool done found herself behind bars just days after giving birth to another ATM baby, profiling in this mugshot here with no shame, accused of stalking, battery, and breaking into a home to attack another woman she saw as competition for her multi-millionaire meal ticket. This is how a desperate bottom feeder crashed out over a big NBA doofus. I'm telling you, the embarrassment is real.
Details at noon on a scathing love triangle that sources say involves Pelican star Zion Williamson, as a woman accused of stalking and beating another woman linked to him romantically made her first court appearance today. Akima Love's bond was set at $50,000 and she was issued a stay-away order from that woman.
Zion Williamson, the #1 pick in the 2019 NBA draft, a powerhouse forward who signed a 5-year, $107 million contract back in 2022. He's got sponsorship deals from the Jordan brand, Gatorade, and a future that's not looking so bright anymore with his off-the-court decisions. Although Zion dropped some pounds, he's still carrying around a lot of baggage, especially with these Dollar Tree thought buckets and his obsession with thought pockets that's obviously weighing the New Orleans Pelicans down. Way too many problematic birds. But while Zion is failing to stay injury-free, he's making headlines with his Tasmanian devil gold-digging Magic City baby mama. That's Akima Love, a former poll worker who had her eyes on his money from the jump. That's why ever since she met him, she's been trying to secure child support checks with ATM babies. She had the first one in 2023, and not even 2 years later, she recently had the second one. Now Zion's money is providing for her, his 2 children, and the child she had with another man before she met him. And no, she's not staying out of the way or maintaining a low profile, considering Zion is at risk of being dropped. No, she's turning up the heat, making the block hot. Literally.
They say Love egged the woman's house and then threatened her on social media. Police say Monday, Love, who had just given birth weeks ago, entered the victim's house, grabbed her hair, hit her with keys, leaving just cuts all over her face and her arms with her fingernails torn off, according to investigators.
We first saw Zion making the turn for the worse back in 2023 when his baby mama went online and posted baby shower footage showing himself to be a complete disappointment, getting a baby mama exotic dancer pregnant, a woman much older than him, when he had so many more options.
My baby, you're gonna see this at some point. I don't know what the future holds.
We're talking about a multi-million-dollar young NBA star who had a bright future, throwing his life away in the gutter. He couldn't maintain his weight, he was getting injured all the time, and we quickly realized he was distracted by these 304s, most of them way older than him. You had a lot of these older financial predators swoop in on Zion, and he got caught up in a bunch of drama. When Akima showed the world that she was pregnant, all the other adult workers that was messing around with him came out windmilling on IG. Had Zion running around here looking like a complete fool. The thought buckets exposing his obvious 304 addiction left and right. He was even at the baby shower wearing this weak simp shirt, stating he was only there because he didn't want to get yelled at. That was a true sign that this guy was not wearing the pants, and he's just a very wealthy trick getting bossed around by older streetwalkers. Extreme beta alert. Months later, his baby mama quietly gave birth to his first child, her second, and then she announced another pregnancy just a month ago and gave birth a few weeks later to her third child, Zion's second. So now he's got 2 kids, both with her, and she's got an additional kid from another man.
In my soft girl era, I love it here.
But the calm, curated fake soft girl image quickly gave way to chaos. Just days after giving birth, his baby mama was arrested at a mansion linked to him. Apparently, these two are not living together. Zion's got a mansion, and he's got the baby mama put up in another mansion. I have to say, the timing of the arrest and the press is all horrible, considering Zion's murky future. He did get that 5-year, $197 million New Orleans contract, but the last 3 years are not guaranteed. He's got to meet attendance in addition to weight benchmarks, or he's at risk of getting cut, and they won't have to pay him out the remaining years. With his last 3 years of his contract not being guaranteed, he's being closely evaluated now due to that loophole, with 2024-25 being the first season they can cut him. He only played 30 games this season, and he's totally embarrassing the Pelicans organization. It's just not a good look. So yeah, Zion is only 24, but he's got these older predators running around after him, and the baby mama that's in her 30s is completely crashing out. Now, when she met Zion, he was seeing her and 10 other women at the same time. When she intentionally got pregnant for a check, he was still seeing 10 other women at the same time. And when she decided to get pregnant from him for the second time, because one ATM baby isn't enough, she needed 2, he was still seeing 10 other women at the same time. Now, there's another one running around his mansion, and all of a sudden, Akima is not down with the other sister wife. So on March 17th, while big and pregnant, baby on board, she went to the house, egged the home because the woman was inside, before she sent a message to the woman saying, "Don't worry, it's going to be your head next time when I drop this baby. Count your days." And then days later, she showed up to Zion's house, attacked the woman, grabbed her by the hair, started punching her with keys, tearing off several of the woman's fingernails, leaving her face covered with visible cuts. And side note, you already know this was a jealous attack because she was aiming to try to destroy this woman's face. The woman sustained lacerations above her eyes, a raised lump on her face, and several scratches to her arms and face. After attacking the victim, she fled the scene. Then when she got arrested, got a lawyer to go down to the courthouse, begging a judge to let her go because she had a baby just a few days before, not to mention the other baby that's a year old and the other child she had before she met Zion. Her lawyer told the judge she was a stay-at-home mom, so she needed to get out of jail and get back home to her 3 kids. She was released from custody on a $50,000 bond. An order of protection was also issued for her to stay away from the victim, and she had to give up a gun she had in her possession.
Tonight, NBA star Zion Williamson in the middle of a love triangle that turned violent in recent days. A police source tells our New Orleans affiliate WDSU.
I don't know what the future holds, but mommy and daddy love you.
The alleged aggressor, according to a police affidavit, Akima Love, the woman seen in this celebratory gender reveal video with Williamson in June of 2023, but looking very different in this booking photo from earlier this week. Love, arrested on allegations of stalking, home invasion, and aggravated battery against another woman who has not been named. According to the police report, the suspect and the victim share a romantic partner. A police source familiar with the case telling our affiliate that shared partner is Zion Williamson. Issues between the two women ramped up in mid-March, when, according to a police affidavit, Love allegedly egged the other woman's home, then messaged that woman on Instagram, stating, "Don't worry, it's going to be your head next when I drop this baby. Count your days," followed by a smiley face and laughing emoji. After the birth of that baby, things allegedly escalating further. According to the affidavit, on Sunday, Love obtained keys to the woman's residence, grabs her hair, and struck her with keys clenched in her fist, leaving the woman with lacerations above both eyes, a raised lump on the side of her head, scratches to her arms and face, and 4 fingernails torn from her hands. The police source telling our affiliate the incident happened at Williamson's multi-million-dollar home in Kenner. According to the affidavit, Love was arrested nearby at a second multi-million-dollar home inside a gated community, where Williamson is also listed as a resident in public records. Zion Williamson and Akima Love's attorney declined to comment. The Pelicans did not respond to a request for comment. It's all just the latest distraction for Williamson, the #1 overall NBA draft pick in 2019, who's been sidelined with several injuries since. Now, Akima Love going from courtside to courtroom. At a hearing yesterday, her bond set at $50,000 and a protection order issued to keep her from making contact with the alleged victim. Marquise Francis, NBC News.
I don't know what's going on, but all the biggest morons seem to have a contract with the NBA and the NFL. Zion is definitely top 10 in the running for the biggest doofus in the NBA right now, and you can't tell him nothing. He didn't learn anything over the last couple of years and seemed to be doubling down on stupid decisions. For one, he never should have attached himself permanently to this woman, never should have had a baby with her. But instead of learning from his mistake, this fool got her pregnant again. And now he's got 2 babies with her in 2 years. A 1-year-old and a baby that's just days old. It's obvious he's not trying to be with her like that. and would rather maintain and entertain other women, yet he's basically dropping investments into this woman by giving her his seed, and of course, she's definitely open for it. Because they're not just babies to her, they're paychecks. And then once again, instead of focusing on maintaining his health and his body, he's constantly finding himself in these distracting situations. That's all his fault, by the way, because he should be focusing on hood rats egging houses, giving her access to a home she's not even living in, and allowing these other women he's dealing with to also be put in danger because he's got a jealous, insecure, psycho baby mama that was trying to destroy the face of another woman over a man that was never really hers. He's been for everybody as long as they're an adult worker, just like she was. And these women are just as dumb as Zion because all they see is money. When he's surrounding himself with ghetto, vicious, stray animals, he's also putting you at risk, jeopardizing your physical safety, your health, everything. Y'all have to stop looking at just money and recognize who you're dealing with. And no, I do not feel sorry for the baby mama because she's just a predator that went after this much younger man for money. No, he wasn't just for her. He was always for the community of streetwalkers and alley cats, including her. That's how she got him. Her intention was never to have a real relationship. She only wanted to gain leverage over him by having this dummy put as many babies in her as possible while she kept a chokehold on his bank account and attempted to control his whole life, using kids to lock him down. And even with the kids and the money and everything he's given her, she has yet to control him and his relations with this roster of women that he's maintained since she's been on the roster.
Zion Williamson's alleged stalker reportedly assaulted a romantic rival inside his home, hitting her with keys, tearing off her nails, and threatening her. Apparently, she egged the home before she messaged the girl directly on Instagram saying, "Don't worry, it's going to be your head next when I drop this baby. Count your days." Smiley face emoji. Whole time the said stalker is actually Zion's baby mama. So just May's thoughts on this off the court situation. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Is there any sort of advice you could give?
What's a romantic rival?
Like the other shawty that he with.
Okay. I like the way you put that. Like
the corporate term.
Romantic rival.
His main.
Oh, man. She egged the house. She stripped the nails off. She beat her with keys.
Allegedly.
She needs to go to jail. For real. I don't know if you can have a baby in jail. Can you have a baby in jail?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, well then after she have the baby, she need to turn herself in. You can't be beating people with keys, scratching people's face up because you don't like the fact that they're dating your man. Your man chose them. In fact, it's not your man. It used to be your man. People gotta learn to move on. People don't handle rejection well. This is sad, but this is definitely a reason to get Zion out of New Orleans. Right now, he gotta go. If I'm the GM and all of this is going on, she got to turn herself in after she had a baby, and Zion got to get out of New Orleans.
Zion hitting everything but the floor, man, and everything but the court, man, and everything but the floor, man. That's what I was saying. My opinion, hot, man. It's hot for the man. And to know what's cool about Zion with the. He don't be saying nothing. He's be going crazy over Zion. Pause. He got a little. He like the strippers. He like the stars. He like the crazy. So yeah, like I said, he hitting everything but the court.
Look, Zion liked dealing with 304s. Where he messed up at was permanently attaching himself to one of them, and now with 304 is raising his 2 children. And then he's less than smart because he made the same mistake twice, ignoring all warnings, all red flags, and all advice. Just silly. On top of that, he's got himself into a really tough situation. Yeah, he's got that $197 million deal, but he's in year 3. And year 4 and 5, they're not guaranteed. He had to meet those attendance and weight benchmarks, and he's only played like 30 games this season. So it can be argued that he's in jeopardy of losing his job because he's too focused on entertaining all this drama instead of putting the work in to stay at the top of his game, especially health-wise. Zion is proving himself to be a lazy lump of lard and a lame duck, failing to live up to the achievements he was once destined for. This may be one of the worst cases of self-sabotage in the NBA this year. Zion is an embarrassment to himself and an embarrassment to the Pelicans organization as the face of it. So honestly, at this point, he's not worth the drama and the liability, and no one will be surprised if New Orleans decided to let him go. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Zion's baby mama is now fighting these charges in court. She's accused of being a stalker, out here breaking and entering to assault women in Zion's house. Tell me what you think about this below. Shout out to Christine, Orlander, and Andrew. I appreciate all of you for your contributions to the channel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.